In the land of smiles, sun shining bright. Elephants wandering through the morning light. Temples glow with gold, the air's alive. Thailand's magic got me feeling so high. From the markets buzzing, colors so bold, to the stories in the streets, ancient and old. Every corner's got a vibe, it's calling my name. Cooper's out here, and I'm loving the game. Cooper's Thai adventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thai adventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. Golden beach of sand so soft and white. Crystal waves crashing under starlit nights. Snorkel in the cold, dance in the tide. Every moment's a wave, I just wanna ride. Pad thai sizzling, spice lights up my soul. Mango sticky rice, yeah, it makes me whole. Tom Yum's got that kick, flavor so divine. Thailand's food's a feast and it's blowing my mind. Cooper's Thai adventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thai adventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, sister, my heart. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. From Chiang Mai's mountains to Koh Samui's shore, every step's a story, I'm craving for more. Smiles all around, the people so kind. Thailand's a treasure that's one of a kind. Floating markets, lanterns in the sky. Festivals that spark like the stars up high.
Hello, tubers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Cooper's Thai Adventure live stream, coming to you all the way from Pattaya, Thailand, with Coop and none of the panel. They said, I want to come on and join you on the panel. I want to talk about current events. Everybody's afraid that I ain't clicking that link. Wow. Let's get on with the show. Give you the full roundup of what's happened here in Thailand in regards to the ongoing conflict in Iran and Israel and the US and how it's affecting us in good old Thailand. Right. Well, first off, fuel prices have gone up. The government said that they could not stop the prices going up. And so they've gone up across the board, roundabout between 6 and 8 baht, respectively. Now, the Thai minister came on TV today, along with the prime minister, and said that we're going to cut fuel subsidies to help keep the prices at a steady level and stop them from going crazy, which is great news. They did say that expect electricity prices to go up here in Thailand, but ever so slightly, because Thailand generates its electricity from its LNG liquid gas that they get, and they get that from the Bay of Thailand. You know, they source that locally. 60% of that comes in from Thailand. And then they have wind farms and solar and stuff like that, makes up another 10%, and only 20% is reliant on the Gulf states. So getting it from the likes of Iran, Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, those oil-rich countries, they don't rely on it as much because they have the LNG here. So that's good news there. As for the rest of Asia, well, they're not faring up too well. So we'll go to the next one on the list. Cambodia has announced that they've closed quite a few gas stations. I've heard numbers float from several hundred to over 1,000 gas stations that have now been closed in Cambodia due to lack of fuel. Thailand has said that they now have enough for 90 days of fuel. So before it was 45, then it was 60, now it's 90. It looks like they're able to get some fuel coming into the country sourced from other areas. And it's gone up to now 90 days worth of fuel that they have. Cambodia, Vietnam, and Philippines are among 3 of the worst hit. And the Philippine Prime Minister just came out with an announcement a couple of days ago, and it's even affected yours truly here, because Darlene was planning on going to the Philippines tomorrow to go spend a few days with the kids during their graduation. Every year in the Philippines, they have a little graduation party for junior high and high school students at elementary and the like. And she was going to go and attend it this year. But, however, the Philippine government, Bongbong Marcos in particular, the prime minister of the Philippines, came out and said, we have an emergency and we're declaring an emergency in regards to fuel. So they are expected to have just only a couple weeks left of fuel left. And in regards to aviation, they're saying they have enough to last till the 15th of April. Now, the 15th of April, as you all know, is only 2.5 weeks away, Wednesday being the 1st of April. I think it's Wednesday, 1st of April. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, folks. But they're saying that they now have a problem, and from the 1st of April this year, they're going to be cutting lots of flights. Because what they're finding is they can fill up their planes in Manila, but when they get to their destination countries, those countries are not putting aviation fuel back in the plane. They're unable to buy it. They're unable to source it. So they can't guarantee the flights are going to be coming home. So therefore, on some of the longer flights, we'll call up quite a few of the longer flights, they're saying, we're canceling them from the 1st of April. So Darlene, my wife, got on the phone. I'd say, get straight on the phone. Come on. They got an office here in Bangkok. Call them. It's a local number. And she did. And she asked them because she was due to be flying back on Wednesday, going out tomorrow, coming back on Wednesday. And Philippine Airlines said, we can't guarantee we can get you back. We can get you here on Sunday, but we can't guarantee we can get you back on Wednesday. And she was like, well, if you can't guarantee it, I ain't getting stuck out here. You know, I remember what it was like during COVID. And the Philippines is actually saying, you know, in the media there that they're expecting this to be worse than what COVID was. So they have a big fuel shortage over there in the Philippines. There's rationing going on, reports of rationing going on here sporadically in some places in Thailand. I've asked some of my subscribers, they said, I haven't seen it. I only seen one gas station that was out of about 50 that are in the area. And I'm like, okay, well, thanks for the update. Much appreciated. But for those that are planning on going to the Philippines, expect hard times ahead. I was watching a live stream yesterday with a good friend of mine from the Philippines. I'm going to give him a plug out. He's a great guy. Go help support his channel, and he's called Sunshine Shoulders. His name's Calvin from Sunshine Shoulders, and he was there all through COVID, and I was there towards the end of COVID, and I saw quite a lot of what it was like there. And he was saying one of his subscribers reached out to him and said, hey, Cal, I got a problem. I can't get home. What do I do? You know, they're saying that my flight ain't going to be running. How do I get back home? And he's like, I don't know what I can do to help you, bud. You know, I don't have a magic helicopter or airplane to get you home. And that's only just the start of it. Because during COVID time in the Philippines, it was extremely, extremely bad. The grocery stores were out of food. Um, Meat was a hard thing to come by during COVID. The Philippines is a chain of islands, several thousand islands, folks. And it doesn't have a land border. You know, it's out in the middle of the ocean here. And with that, they rely on everything coming in via ships and airplanes. And everybody knows what happened during COVID. The whole world planet was on lockdown, and they suffered the hardest amongst all the Asian countries. I'm already seeing some items here, expat items, running out on the shelves in some of my favorite supermarkets. So Darlene and I went and did a big shop. I said, babe, remember what it was like in COVID? You know, we couldn't get toilet paper. We couldn't get onions. We couldn't get rice. We couldn't get this, that. I said, now is the time before the panic comes in. If this problem goes on much longer, you know, if there's a fuel shortage, well, how do you think the tankers get here? You know, they run on diesel. You know, all these big container ships, they all run on diesel. Well, if there's a shortage, they ain't going to be running either. You know, cruise ships are going to be stopping all over the planet if it gets goes on too much longer. You know, and if their countries are refusing to let other airlines that fly into their country fuel up with their aviation fuel, well, then you're going to find people that are coming on long haul flights, for example, from America or Europe. They're saying to the airlines, if you can't hold enough fuel in your tanks to get you to our country and back to your country, don't fly, because we're not going to refuel you. And I don't want to scare anybody out there, but I do want to report the truth on our channel and tell you guys, be careful. If you're planning a trip out here, you're probably better off with a local carrier because they'll have the fuel. You know, these airports are hoarding their own aviation fuel and refusing it to give it to other countries. So I have subscribers that are coming in from America and due to be landing tomorrow, I believe. And they've split it up, and they're flying with them like American Airlines to South Korea, and then South Korean Airlines to Thailand, because the plane goes from America, has enough fuel to get the South Korean back, but Thailand's quite a bit further into Asia. So that could be a good workaround for you. Those that plan on coming out here and they're getting direct flights with their carrier, they'll probably find they'll be able to get out here, but getting back may be a problem. So you may need to be looking at a minimum, I'd be looking at getting travel insurance, folks. I know that airlines are required, if they cancel the flight and it's through no fault of your own, they're required to put you up in hotels and stuff like this. But you really need to be watching what you're doing. And I have a guest that wants to come on. Roger with the D. I see you there, buddy. Give me 1 minute and I'll get you on there. I know you can hear me. So anyways, it's getting not too bad in Thailand. I mean, fuel's gone up 20%. Philippines, it's gone up over 100% and still rising today. I'm hearing from friends of mine in the Philippines and family of my wife's that it's going up on a daily basis, nonstop fuel prices. And we did have a problem in Thailand with them hoarding, but since the rise of 6 to 8 baht, it sort of stopped. And the gas stations, I'm seeing no queues at the gas station. I actually stopped there yesterday just to top up my car, just in case, you know, it gets pretty bad. I wanted to make sure that I've got enough to get around and do what I need to do. So I topped it up, and the price had indeed gone up 8 baht for me for diesel. So it was 29 baht. It's now 38 baht. So it's gone up like 9 baht, which really isn't a lot. It's like 25%, where compared to the Philippines, where it's gone up over 100%. Reports of Singapore has gone up quite a lot. Vietnam's gone up a lot. Cambodia's gone up a lot. Thailand seems to be doing their best to keep the prices low for those people, you know, they're citizens, you know, to try and stop all the hardship. And with them now having 90 days worth of fuel, that's a godsend, because you got countries out there, you know, like Cambodia, Vietnam, and Philippines that literally have only weeks left. And I'll get Roger on to tell us his side, because he lives here in Thailand as well, and he can fact check me and tell you, yes, this is correct or not correct what's going on here in Thailand. Let me just change the banner here, get him up. There you go. Roger, welcome to the live stream, buddy.
Yeah, here we go, mate. Yeah. G'day to all the Aussies listening in, even though it's after midnight.
I'm hearing they're even having fuel problems in Australia there, Roger.
Yeah, $3. The last I heard was $3.15 a litre for diesel.
Uh-huh.
Which is about $15 Australian $15 Australian a gallon, which is roughly $10 US a gallon.
Yeah.
So
now, has there been any reports in Australia about pumps running dry?
Yeah. Yesterday or late the night before, there was over 600 service stations out of at least one fuel.
At least what?
At least 600 Australia-wide out of at least one fuel.
Out of at least one fuel type, be it regular, unleaded, diesel, whatever. High octane.
There's actually trucks stuck on Nullarbor Plain, which is a 2,500 K road from Perth to Adelaide. There's road trains stuck out on that at service stations waiting for supplies to get to it.
Mm.
So those guys are living in their trucks in the middle of a desert.
Now, you got a scooter here in Thailand, Roger. Have you found any problem with getting any fuel for your bike?
I've had no I had one day that I couldn't get 95 and I put E20 in it.
Yeah,
which is the same, which is just as good.
It's 95 with 20% ethanol. Yeah.
Yep. Otherwise, no lineups whatsoever.
Yeah.
The whole time. And the last time I filled up was yesterday. Drove straight in. There was one bike fueling up in front of me. As soon as he moved, I was straight in, gone.
Yeah.
I've had no problems whatsoever.
Now, what about your electricity? Have you noticed your electricity price has gone up?
My bill's due in the next couple of days, so I haven't got mine yet. But I heard it's gone up from, 3.8 to 4.4 or something.
Mm-hmm.
A kilowatt. So realistically, it's 3/4 of a baht per kilowatt. And my power and water is usually around 700 baht a month for power and water.
Okay.
But I only run the air conditioner of a night in the bedroom when I go to bed. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So realistically, if it goes up, if it's 750, big deal. It's $30 a month.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that at all.
Exactly. Alfa Romeo, please, I see you there in the background wanting to join the studio. Please, it says connect your mic and your speakers before I can bring you up on the studio, and onto the panel. So without further ado, we'll get into the live chat. Let us know, is this affecting you guys back in your home countries? What are you noticing changes wise happening here in Thailand, if you're in Thailand, and what it's like back home for you? You know, are you finding grocery stores are running out of certain things? There he is. I'll put him up there on the stage right now. Hey, Alpha, welcome to the live stream.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
You're not talking to me then, Alpha?
But before we get into it, I have 2 shout outs to give. First one from Living the Adventure, who bought us 5 coffees. Thank you very much. Said, well, I missed that target. Laughing out loud. Had a great time finally meeting up with everyone. We'll be back as soon as possible. Okay, Living the Adventure, thank you very much for the coffees. And don't worry, we'll have another bet in the future. Maybe you'll win that one. You try to bet me the Misty prices. Michael Villa just bought us a coffee and says, buy some fuel, my friend. Thank you, Michael Avila. Bought us a coffee, says, buy some gasoline, Goop. It's not so bad where we are. What's it like in Canada, Alpha?
It did go up. At first, it went up 5 to 10 cents a liter, and now we're up to 15 or more a liter for the less expensive gas, if you will. So right now at the pump, I mean, I just landed. I just got off the plane and came home, and it was $1.85 in Toronto, and it's $1.75 where I live, about half an hour, 45 minutes away. So it did go up. Yeah.
So it's gone up what? What are we talking? 10% here? 15%?
Yeah. Yeah, that's so far. Correct.
You guys are lucky. Australia's between at least 50% increase.
50% in Australia already.
Yep, already.
Alpha, do you find any fuel shortages reported in Canada there?
No, there's no shortages at all. Just the price obviously goes up. Now, with that said, we have our reserves like America does or other countries. So
except Australia.
Yeah, they're just pre-pricing it, if you will, for the future, right? I hate to say this, but I mean they're gouging a little bit because you can, right? So, I mean, I get pricing it for the future in case what happens in a month or something like that. But right now, I mean, like us in the States and some other countries, they still have their stockpile to work on, right?
Now, you travel a lot for your company. Are you noticing any difference in regards to the airline price tickets?
So it's funny you said that.
You knew I was going to ask.
Yeah. So I did pre-book months and months ago for some of the flights I've just taken or coming up, right? So I just got back from Asia. When I booked then, prices were normal. I mean, still expensive, but no with gas prices. As you know, I'm coming back probably to see you in July.
Right.
So I booked my Canada to Europe flight, but then I need a Europe to Thailand to connect to come back there. I haven't booked that, like I mentioned in the comments before. So as the prices now were going significantly up, different parts of the world, because I'm in Italy, I'll be leaving probably out of Venice. I typically have to go through the Middle East around there, so either Turkey or Switzerland, but go around that side.
Yeah.
So I held off because of what's going on. It's going to fly or shut down. So thinking the prices should go up considerably, what's going on, they actually stayed the same, actually went down $50 and up $50, $60. So it's about the same. The reasoning, I think, for that is maybe some of the people aren't booking as usual, so they're holding their prices. But now, it's starting to creep up a little bit more, but not substantially. So
that'll be from Venice to Bangkok.
Yeah.
And what airline will that be? With Thai Airways?
So not Thai Airways, because their prices, and now that you've mentioned that one, so I'll go back. I'll probably have to fly Swiss Air. So usually I fly Star Alliance, so anyone, but with that airline I'm flying, it's either Swiss Air, you have to come around, or Turkey's usually the best timing and flights that they have. But they all go to that same route, right? Coming across Turkey, a little bit north of Iran, I think it is. So they're flying now, but the flights and the delays are happening still. So kind of on the fence to see what happens. Now, with Thailand, I heard you mention earlier, I seen on the Thai news, PBS, that Thailand typically has, at the time when I watched it, was 100 days of fuel, as you know, now 90, they said. 100 days of fuel, government's helping out with the pricing on that, which is great. Yeah. Unfortunately, the prices from international going to Thailand or vice versa, leaving Thailand, going back to your home country, say the West, prices have gone 15 to 20% easy on flights. But the flights domestically in Thailand, as we know,
are the same.
There,
they haven't gone up.
Government's kept the prices the same. So they're only charging the foreigners, not domestic so far.
Correct.
So far.
Yeah, absolutely correct. They put that out on the news a few days ago that it's not going to affect domestic flights, just international flights from other airlines coming into Thailand. And then they put out on the news today that they are expecting the international flights with their national carrier, Thai Airways, to go up. But they're expecting somewhere between 10 and 20% increase, because now they're going to have to carry extra fuel because they're not going to be able to source fuel at their destination. So they have to carry extra fuel, extra weight, extra cost. The heavier you are, the more fuel you're going to burn, as on that airplane,
So if I can interject for a second, which I kind of don't understand here, is our gas prices have gone up. Not that bad, but going up and will be. But the diesel price, like the rest of the world, here it's gone up considerably. And I know Australia, I think you guys went up a lot compared to.
Yeah.
So I know it's more for the trucks and working, but I still understand the correlation between normal gas and the diesel. That part's kind of odd.
Yeah.
It's pricey.
Well,
Going up at least $1.40 a litre.
In some countries, thanks, Raj. In some countries, diesel is more expensive, but here in Asia, diesel's the cheaper fuel.
Well, it's the dearest fuel in Australia.
Is diesel more expensive in Australia or regular
It is
gasoline?
now. Unleaded, which is about $2.80 at the moment. Diesel's $3.15 plus. But diesel's usually, like when I was living there a year ago, diesel was usually around the dearest price.
So it's about 15% more.
Yep. And it's gone up from $1.80, around $1.70, $1.80 to $3.15. So it's nearly doubled.
Yeah.
Just in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But we've got 6 tankers coming from America because Australia's got less than 30 days supply left of all fuels.
Well, you might want to stock up with toilet paper. That's all I can say.
We've got the butt gun. That's all we need, mate.
Yeah, you got the bum gun. That's good, but you still need to dry it.
Unless
but then
you've
blow dryer there.
You've got tissue. That's all you really need.
That's going to run out too.
Yeah.
Next will be bamboo leaves. They got plenty of them over here.
Or banana leaf.
Coconut leaves, banana leaves. First up, we got Roger Walker says, good morning, good evening, Darlene, Cooper, and everyone. Thumbs up. My plans, Trump screwed up my plans again, but thumbs up to the channel. Well, I don't know when the heck this thing's going to be finishing in Iran, I don't know what they can do short of regime change, putting boots on the ground. I know they got the Marines there now. They got like 5,000 Marines in the area with another 10,000 on the way. So maybe that's something that's in the plan there.
Yeah, well,
but they don't get that Strait of Hormuz sorted. Countries around the world are saying in 2 weeks, we're going to be really bad.
Well, it's amazing how quick the other NATO, 5 of the other NATO's countries changed their mind in 24 hours when they realised that their own people were going to run out of fuel and stuff. Oh, we're not going to help. And suddenly, hang on, we need fuel. 24 hours later, we'll send ships, France.
Well, America's lucky. They're self-sufficient. They got plenty of oil fields, over there. Just look at Texas, so they got plenty of fuel.
So is Australia.
Canada's the same, don't you? You have a pipeline there, don't you? Romeo.
Yeah. So sorry, I lost the.
I said Canada's got their own fuel there, so you really don't have to rely on other countries for fuel, do you?
Yeah. So we have, like we said, we have Alberta that has most of our oil, but it's mostly crude oil, right? So I'm pretty sure we ship most of it to you guys to the America that gets refined and then back to us. So that's kind of how the working goes. But yeah, we got reserves, so that part's okay. I just don't want to see the like COVID, if you will. Everyone's starting to run to Costco and pick up toilet paper or gas or whatever. But it's just right now, it's pretty fuel. Yeah. But it's gas is going up. Like I said, that's for sure. I'm just surprised. I didn't see the actual price yet, but my friends were telling me they're in the trucking business and other stuff. That diesel here went through the roof again. So that's at the end of the day, we're all going to unfortunately pay more for whatever products are in your home, right? Or whatever you need, because everything gets delivered by a truck or shipped.
Everything.
Yeah. So.
Well, they're actually talking in Australia, a lot of the truck drivers, of having a national strike, basically pulling up all the trucks because of how far the fuel prices have risen.
Good. And the hauliers too. Yeah.
Yeah, all the owner drivers and that, whether it happens or not, basically park their trucks at home because they can't find the fuel otherwise. But they're losing money starting their truck up.
Yeah. Next up, Nomad Jack says, "Good evening, Coop. I predict zombies will be on the loose." Jack, you've been watching too many horror films. Either that or Pinky's got her facial mask on.
Well,
and she looks like a zombie when she comes out the bedroom.
The street crime in Australia at the moment is they're stealing fuel out of cars, just busting fuel caps open.
They're doing that in the Philippines too.
Yeah, they've been doing it for the last week in Australia, just draining fuel tanks left, right, and centre.
Oh yeah,
and the big major chain hardware stores have all sold out of what we call jerry cans, the 20-litre fuel containers.
Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
Completely sold out.
Yeah, I mean the gas cans. We have none of that going on as of yet, if you will. But when I was I went to Seoul, Korea. Their prices. When I was talking to some of the guys I do business with there, theirs has gone up considerably, and they're already going to start shortly. They said, and even though they're over on that side, they're already going to start limiting how much you can buy, like a Thailand thing did when they started closing some gas stations. So they're already prepping for it. So already foreseeing what's going to happen in the future, if whatever happens with the war and everything going on.
Yeah.
And then I went to Taiwan. Everything's pretty. They got their other issues over there with a different country, but the same thing's happening with gas over there. So we were taking some Ubers. It's not called Uber, but Ubers and cabs over there for different places we had to go. And one of the gentlemen there said the same thing. He goes, right now the prices went up. We kept our prices for your meter or your fare pretty much the same. But he says within about a week or whatnot, it's going to start increasing considerably. So in two different countries and different people, they're already telling you, they're forewarning you already of what could come, right? So yeah, it is what it is. So.
It is. I'm just glad Thailand's got 3 months supply.
Yep.
You know, so
and two tankers out there on their way back from
each other, guys. Roger, go ahead.
And Thailand's also got 2 tankers that have come out of the Strait of Hormuz in the last couple of days.
Yeah,
on its way.
Yeah, I saw one leave there yesterday. Yeah, go ahead, Romeo.
So he said when you mentioned Thailand had like about 90 days of fuel. It was 100 when I seen the news clip. Kind of the unfortunate part is they have a third party that did some digging into what they really have in reserve. So with the Thai people, the Thai government regulating the gas prices, and it went up about 6 baht, you know, right? So that's about 22 cents here in Canada, right? So it's a significant jump for them. With that said, they said the actual fuel they have in stock is anywhere from 125 to 150 days. So now they're having a little bit where, they're saying the government's a little bit taking the money where they can because tourism and everything's down. So they're adding that little bit of a, we'll call it gouging again, but they have a little bit more than what they said, and they're already increasing the prices.
Well, they're probably trying to conserve as much fuel as with the panic buying and stuff, which I haven't really seen here.
Yeah.
Not in our local area. The news has been saying about out in the villages in northern Thailand, there's queues and all the rest of it for fuel, but I haven't seen the queues around here, and that's like all the way to Rayong and back.
No, I haven't seen any queues here.
No.
No, it's been pretty steady Eddie, as we like to call it. Next up, What a Sale says, happy day, Cooper and Darlene. Robert from Texas, wishing everyone in the chat a wonderful day. Cooper, I am ready. And thank you, Robert, for coming on and joining us. Much appreciated, buddy. Next up, Vegas Chris says, greeting CD, Cooper and Darlene, panel, and the rest of the gang. Hope life is treating everyone well. We're faring better than a lot of other countries out there, Chris. I'm hearing reports from places like Sri Lanka where they're really limiting the amount of fuel you can get to $10 a day. Wow. $10 a day. Other countries are going by your license plate. If your license plate ends in a certain number, even number, you can fuel on even days, odd days, you can't.
Yeah, they were talking about that in Australia too.
Going on with fuel over here right now in the area.
Well, they were talking about a $40 limit and odds and evens again in Australia.
With the license plate?
Yep. Yeah. They did it before in 2018. But they're talking about it again. But we've got the Prime Minister saying over there that, no, there's no fuel crisis and all the rest of it. And the Energy Minister saying, we're a bit of a crisis. Because and blaming the Australian people for panic buying.
Yeah.
Not themselves for selling off the 6 months supply they had it sitting in the States 10 years ago. They sold it off at a huge profit when they first got back into power, and they sold it off. And now there's no emergency supply.
Yeah. Romeo, you got something to add, bud?
Yeah, I was just going to say to Roger, when they say it's $40 a day for citizens,
yep.
Does that work with people in running businesses? But then you can't run a truck. You can't run a right?
Who knows?
Oh, really?
I don't know whether they're going to try and bring in a limit on long haul trucks and all of that. Which, when I was on the road, I had between 1,000 and 2,000 litres of fuel on board. You're talking at the moment between $5,000 and $7,000 to fuel that truck up.
Well, yeah, I mean, Australia is a continent. It's bigger than the US of A, you know. So yeah, you need those big diesel tanks. Absolutely. Yeah. And next up, we got Tim P says, good morning, evening to the CBD gang and everyone. Hoping all is well your way. We're doing good. How you doing, Tim? Mike the Medic says, good morning from Cape Cod, USA. Sunny day today, laughing out loud. Gas has gone up a little. It's at $3.20 USD per gallon, but not affected me so far. Good luck into Thailand. I heard a tanker was let through for you. Yeah, a tanker got through yesterday through the Strait of Hormuz, but they had to pay the Iranians bribe money to get through. What straightforward, like they make
I didn't think they had to pay that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it was reported it was $2 million, but it's not. It's 2 million won. So they're going via the Chinese currency. They don't want the dollar anymore.
So about 200.
So whatever 2 million won is USD or Thai baht, I don't know.
$400,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ford Dog says, good evening, morning, Mr. Cooper, and all in the chat from good old West Virginia. Hello, Mr. Ford. Ernie says, good evening, Coop and gang from beautiful Jomtien. Yeah, just up the road. Everybody knows Ernie.
Yeah. Captain
Terry
Swag.
Fallon says, hello, Coop, Darlene, and to all in the chat. Hope everyone is well. We are, Terry. How is it going in Bancroft, Ontario? What's it going on like there? You notice a price hike in the fuel and electrical costs? Let us know in the chat, please. What a Sale says, here's our happy song, mates. And Mike the Medic says, yep, chair dancing time. They love the intro song to the channel. Thank you both. Mike the Medic says, Coop, sidebar. They won't allow me to bring my medic bag on plane. Do they sell supplies there? Well,
What do you mean?
tell us what you're looking for. You got 3 people here on the panel. We can sure tell you what's available here in Thailand. Both Romeo and I are type 2 diabetic. Well, I'm type 2 diabetic. I think you're type 1 diabetic, aren't you, Romeo?
Yep, type 1. Right.
And you're able to get your insulin and everything here, no problem?
Yep. I mean, you can get it all there depending on what medication you're on, which means what type. They have most of them, not all of them, in Thailand. So there's one of them I take here. They don't sell, or it's a little bit difficult to get there, but you just get it from another country and ship it in, or ask around. But for the most part, they have it. So.
Yeah, but let us know what's in the medic bag that they're saying that you can't bring, Mike.
Well, I'm on daily medication for gout, and in Australia, I could only get 3 months' supply with a script. Here, it's all over the counter.
Yeah, you don't need a prescription here.
Nope.
You just get it straight over the counter. Tell them what you need.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a
Mike
problem.
Dottie and Little Mike says, good morning, evening to all. Hope all is well in the land of smiles. This needs to end as soon as possible. Praying for the people in these countries that get caught up in this nonsense. I think the Philippines is going to get hit worst out of Asia because it's an island chain and they have no direct land link. So everything's got to come by airplane or freight, sea freight. And during COVID, they got hit the worst in all of Asia. So they're expecting the same, if not worse. And there was a report that said, even if the Strait of Hormuz was opened yesterday or today, it would still take 6 weeks if the pumps had run dry to get back to normal. 6 weeks is what they say.
Yeah.
From running out. Terry Fallon says gas has gone up 60 cents per liter here in Ontario, Canada. Paid 171.9 yesterday.
Yeah, it's $1.71, 171.9.
171.9. I was kind of thinking, is that $1.71 or 171?
Which is about $2 Australian. He's still got a long way to go to meet Australian price.
Yeah, I feel for you guys in Australia. I thought we went up, but you guys really got hurt.
They pay nearly 60 cents a litre
Crazy.
in fuel excise tax to the federal government.
Well, in
Every
England
litre.
right now, it's £1.70 a litre for diesel.
Which is $3.40 Australian, so not much different.
Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, equally bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, mate.
So with the gas prices, the way they are going in Australia, it's expensive. I was talking to our friend Johnny the Greek, and he said the same thing. It's gone up considerably. So I just asked him if you guys need a bicycle. It's easier to get around. I know somebody.
No, well, they're banning e-bikes over there, so you can't even get an e-bike, mate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next up, Dot Yen says, is Joe usually at his office in Dusit Grand Park 2 and easy to find when I go there to look for a condo? Yes. And the best time to catch Joe is between the hours 11 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, because he is the son to the developer, to the builder. So he's like the vice president of the company. And they got 3 new building projects going on. One behind Dusit Grand Park 2, about a block and a half away, and then one on the beach, and then a housing project going on the dark side. So he's in morning meetings, and he normally goes to Dusit after those meetings. So if you want to catch Joe, Yen. The best time to catch him was between 11 and 4, and his office is right on the right-hand side as you go up to the stairs to the entrance to this at Grand Park 2. Don't go through the main doors. Look just to the right, and you'll see a glass office there. That's his office.
Yep.
Next up, David Lowe says, checking in from the patio at the clubhouse on beautiful Jump-Tin Beach Road, sipping a smoothie in paradise. I click the like button. I hear it makes someone smile. Keep up the great live stream and info. Thank you, David. Much appreciated. Enjoying himself there at the clubhouse. Glenn Hotspur says, good afternoon, Coops, Darling, and all the CTA community. I hope you all are well from a rare, sunny, cold England.
Sunny? Not much time.
The sun's out, but it's cold.
I lived there for 2 years.
Well, that's the funny thing about England. During the spring and summer season, you don't get a lot of sun. It's cloudy and it's raining. Winter, you won't see a cloud in the sky. Beautiful sun's out and it's freezing cold with a lot of snow.
Yep.
That's England for you.
I remember those days. I lived there between 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Years
Romeo,
ago.
you got any snow there now? Or is it all gone?
Where I am, it's finally all gone. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's -3. I can't believe it's still -3. It's springtime.
-3. That's not a beautiful day. That's freaking cold, bud.
Yeah, but it's not -20. It's not snow. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I hear you.
So is it down to 1.5 years now, mate?
No, it's gone up. The last time I spoke to him, he said it was 3 years. He says, Coop, I got more orders coming in for our business, and man, that's going to tie me up for another year. I'm looking at 3 years now, so it's not going down, it's going up.
I'm on the wrong channel. I think I'm on the wrong channel. Hold on.
You mean I have to stay up for another 3 years, mate?
Yeah.
I miss all you guys.
Next up, David Lowe says, I heard ferry fares from Pattaya to Koh Larn are increasing by 10 baht, rising from 30 to 40 baht per person effective April 10, 2026. This is the first pricing increase in over 16 years. Yeah.
Well, I also heard the other day that they were talking about putting the baht bus fare up to 15 baht instead of 10. Did you hear anything about that?
Well, they were threatening to do it throughout all of Thailand. And that's when the government came out today and made a public announcement and said, we're going to reduce the subsidies on fuels. So basically, they're going to reduce the amount of tax that's on top of the normal fuel price that you pay here in Thailand. So I think because they want to counteract that.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I can't blame the Thai government. They've done great so far with this. And the whole time I've lived here, there hasn't been a problem.
Yeah. It's been good. Next up, Captain Action has joined us in the chat. How you doing, Henry, down in Tampa? Welcome to the live stream, buddy.
G'day, mate.
Hello, Cooper. Hey, guys.
How's the price of gas there in Gatorsville?
Holy smokes. It's up to $4.70 a gallon for gas.
$4.70 in Gatorsville.
Yeah, guys. I got the gators right out here.
You can keep them gators.
But I just wanted to call and say hello. I love your show, Cooper.
Yeah, you're great there, Henry. Fantastic to always have you come on and say hello, buddy. Much appreciated.
Okay. All right, guys. I just wanted to say good morning. I'll be watching the show up my friend's restaurant, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, then, buddy. You take care, and we'll see you later on in the year.
So, Mark.
Okie dokie. I hope so. I'm still trying.
All right, then, bud. All the best.
Ciao for now. Ciao.
All right, bye. What's happened there? Put me back in the middle. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And we'll take him off. He's now longer with us. Right. Okay. Tim P says, Terry Fallon, good morning, Terry. I hope all is well in Ontario. Mike Dottie says, this is truly a nightmare. This is the new COVID. Yes, it is. And governments need to stop their selfishness. People want to enjoy our lives. I hope Singapore Airlines is in good shape still. Singapore's all right. They have offshore oil platforms, so they're able to source quite a bit of their oil that they use in Singapore, but they still rely on the Strait of Hormuz for about 30%. So, but they're able to manufacture 70%. So with that, that's a good thing. And with Singapore Airlines and likes of Thai Airways, you should be okay. I'd be staying away from Filipino Airlines, Cambodian Airways, and Vietnam Airlines right now, because it's not looking good that they'll be able to get you home if you're coming out here. And
yeah, well, they got their own
fairly quickly.
Actually, a lot of Australian fuel, refined fuel, actually comes out of the refineries in Singapore.
Yeah,
so
they do export too.
They've got plenty of supply down in Singapore for refining.
Yeah,
so there shouldn't be a problem with Singapore.
Next up, Terry Fallon says it is at Tempe. Winter is holding on, though. Hope you're good as well. Yeah, so still pretty cold there. Vegas Chris says, I am confused. If only 20% of oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz, why can't they ramp up the areas? We get the other 80% and put the strait out of business. It's all political BS. Because we as consumers, Chris, use pretty much every barrel that's produced on a daily basis. There ain't many countries in the world with a surplus of oil, you know, except for the places like Canada, USA, Russia has a surplus, and Venezuela has a surplus, but everybody else is hurting. The only people that's not hurt, the one that's hurting the least in all of Asia, believe it or not, is China. China actually has 9 to 10 months supply stored up.
Right.
When anything ever major happens, believe me, China's got the whole storage sewn up. Remember when COVID happened, they bought all the masks from Australia, and then Australians did N95 masks? No, because China bought the whole damn factory. Says, send them over here. And then refused to give them to anybody else. You know, so China's not stupid, folks. They look for things that can go wrong, and then they hoard it like crazy. I think China's got the world's largest supply of silver, palladium, and gold on the planet.
Well,
believe it or not.
They've got shale oil in parts of Australia that they reckon is the third largest supply in the world. That's been sitting there for 30 years. And because of the green movement and all the rest of it, it's in the middle of the desert. They won't use it.
They said no, environmentalists.
Yep, and they've closed down. They had 8 refineries in Australia. Now they've got 2 for the whole of Australia. And from Brisbane to Perth, there's like 4,500 kilometres in one way. So
big country.
Well, they're talking about the mining companies even closing down because they're not getting the fuel. And Australia's really screwing themselves right down the flusher.
They're not the only ones. There's a lot of other people in the same boat, buddy. Next up, Vegas Chris says, many way they could keep the prices down if they really wanted to. Well, stop relying so much on fossil fuels. You know, go over to EVs is a way to do it. Or a hybrid.
Australia hasn't got the power stations to do that either. We're still having brownouts, and when one of the highest percentage
Yeah, but
per
you got
capita.
solar power over there, Roger.
Yeah, 27% of residential households have some sort of solar,
Well, there you go. You can charge up your EV.
but they cannot supply enough other power where the cities are having brownouts and have for the last 5 years plus since they've closed down the coal-fired power stations.
Well, we'll get Elon Musk over there and build you all a power plant then. Next up, What a Sale says, wow, this Iran thing is going to be worse than we thought. Yes. And the reach of the troubles are worldwide. So sad. It is. It is hitting Asia incredibly hard right now. I feel for the Filipinos because my wife's a Filipino. You both know my wife. You know, you've met her and spoke to her many times. Alpha, you know, your partner, Penn, is very good friends with Darlene.
Correct.
You know, and I'm hearing it from her on a daily basis, how bad it's getting over there. Rice, vegetables, people that have farms getting the stuff to the shops and to the markets are having to pay double for the fuel. So therefore, they have to mark up the goods that they're selling to compensate for the fuel that it's costing to get it to market. You know, and
the good thing is that out of all of this, we're in the land of smiles and the land of paradise without those real problems the rest of the world is having at the moment.
Yeah, we're lucky where we are.
We're very lucky.
Says, what a sale. So true. Yes, it is. What a Sale says, great points, Cooper. I really never compared it to COVID, but that is a good framework to hold, to be prepared. And that's what I'm doing, guys. I don't know about you, but I went out and bought in bulk. You know, being diabetic, I can't have any sugar. So I go out and I buy these sugar-free drinks here, like Gatorade. So it keeps me hydrated in the heat. I went to the supermarket yesterday. I said, give me a case. They come back with 6 bottles. I said, no. I said, that's a sack. I want the whole case, you know? And then they came back with half a pallet, you know? And I'm like, yeah, that's it. Loaded in the car, you know? So I stocked up on just about everything we could think of and then some, you know? Because I can remember all the things that ran out during COVID in Kuwait. There was no meat. Meat had gone. You went to the deli in the supermarket and you were only allowed to go out once a week for 1 hour, and you had to have a QR code, and the police stopped you on the street to check and scan your QR code, and you were only allowed to go to the one supermarket, no other supermarket, only one in your area, and then you had to go straight home from there, and you had 1 hour to go shopping, get your shopping done, and get back home.
The crazy thing in Australia at the moment, there's actually a glut on export beef that can't be exported, and it's actually export beef is top quality. Australians can't buy export quality beef in Australia, even though you can buy it here for half the price you'll pay for it in Australia.
Crazy,
right?
Ain't it? Yeah.
Yep.
You're not the first Australian to tell me that, Roger.
But there's a glut there of beef at the moment because they can't sell it.
Now, Alpha, do you remember what COVID was like for you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Was there any hard to get items in Canada where you were during the height of COVID?
So you pretty much had everything. It's just, as you know, when we hear the news, everyone runs to wherever the grocery store, stockpiles. Costco was absolutely a zoo. You think they're giving stuff away because the lineup was massive. It was crazy. But you could pretty much get everything. It's just, we were lucky enough here that they didn't really gouge the prices, right? So that's pretty much, we'll say, control, but nothing crazy. But some things they did run out of, but it got replenished. They minimized. I was using toilet paper because everyone says that one. You'll run over there, and instead of saying you buy, 40 packs.
Jumbo pack. Yeah.
Instead of buying like ladies were buying 6 of them in the carts. You had 3 carts with toilet paper. I'm like, okay, whatever. But they would say, no, everyone gets 2. And then after it was 1. But I mean, 1 lasts you, I don't know, 2 months or more.
Exactly.
But that's the psychological part of it, right? Going to run out. So, but other than that, it was okay. Yeah.
They ration toilet paper in the supermarkets in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, we went out and I don't know. I think I spent like $300 yesterday in the supermarket, which is a lot in Thailand,
Right.
And we bought rice, instant mashed potatoes, canned foods, canned vegetables, all that sort of things, with the long expiration date.
Yep.
Things that are gonna not expire in the next 12 months. We went out and just stocked up on it.
But Coop, I got to ask or mention that even in Thailand, I don't think they're going to run out of products. I think they'll still have them, even though it's the slow shipping. It's just the price is going to follow with it. That's it. So I don't think you're going to run out of beef or run out of maybe certain things, toilet paper, whatever. It's just you're going to pay a little bit of a premium for it, and it slows it down, right? So they know that too.
It's not going to be the problem of running out. It's going to be a problem with the fuel getting it to the supermarkets.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter how much supply Thailand has of any particular good. If they can't get it to the store, you can't buy it as a consumer. And that's going to be the problem.
The only thing with Thailand at the moment with their fuel is they're also supplying 2 other countries with fuel as well.
They are.
But
they're supplying Cambodia and what's that country to the north?
Myanmar and Laos.
Yeah, Myanmar and Laos. Sorry, not Cambodia.
But
yeah,
Laos
Myanmar.
supplying hydroelectricity to Thailand. So it's
so they're giving them fuel
bad.
and they're giving them electricity in return. Yeah.
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 So, but they're looking, and a couple of the supermarkets I've gone into and the local stores I've got, because I've got 7-Elevens and 2 Tops and a Lotus Go Fresh within half a kilometre in each direction. I haven't seen any rush buying. I haven't seen any
While
empty
they got
shelves.
fuel, you won't.
Yeah. Exactly. And if they've
You'll notice it is if they come out and say, right, motorbikes can only put 100 baht worth of fuel in their bikes, and cars can only put 500 baht in.
Yeah.
Once that happens, that's when you're going to see the mad rush on the supermarkets.
Yeah.
But if Alpha's correct with the conservative number they're putting out publicly, and they've got half as much again in supply, and they're still getting supplies delivered, that shouldn't be a problem. It will be the imported foods where the other countries can't fuel the cargo ships.
You'll notice
that'll be the only supply.
You'll notice a big shortage on expat foods, for example, coming over, because the shipping containers won't be running that much, or the price to get the food over or whatever it is that they're buying will be so expensive, they'll just cancel the orders.
Just get used to Thai food.
Oh, I love Thai food. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
Matter of fact, after the live stream, I'm gonna have some mango and sticky rice just to make Romeo jealous. There, I'll get Darlene to eat it and take a picture because I can't eat it.
But you know what? Because Ron, you just brought up 7-Eleven. So when I was in Seoul and then Taiwan, they have 7-Elevens there, as you know. The quality of the stores and what they carry in the stores is nothing like Thailand.
Yeah.
Similar, but nowhere near it. I'm going to say not as good by far.
Same in Australia, mate. Even though 7-Eleven sells fuel in Australia at the shops, where they don't hear, but the 7-Elevens in Australia are nothing like. The rest of Asia I've gone to, the 7-Elevens are just fantastic here.
Oh yeah, you can eat out at 7-Eleven 3 times a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the two countries I just mentioned, the 7-Elevens there, they don't even have the crispy toasties there. I was like, what? Are you? And when you go through the door, as you know, when you go through the door, it doesn't say welcome, nothing. It's just
hello, welcome. Tops Daily Swadika. Yeah. Next up, Tim P says, I can never figure out why people were hoarding toilet paper during COVID when it's actually a respiratory issue. I wouldn't be hoarding toilet paper.
We couldn't work it out in Australia either why people were hoarding toilet paper. The mentality was mad.
I got to admit, Darlene went and got a jumbo pack of toilet paper yesterday when we went to the supermarket. I said, we don't need all that. Well, we're almost out. That's like 3 months worth. Yeah. Okay. Next up, White Lion says planes aren't allowed to land with a lot of fuel because of the fire risks. I know, that's something else to consider. It's why you see the vapor trails in the sky as they dump it if they're got too much fuel to land. Yeah.
Yep, he's right.
Terry Fallon says, how are you doing? What a sale. Terry Fallon, best day of any life. And what a sale. People talking in the chat amongst themselves. All good. British Knight says, hello, CBD and chat from a windy and rainy UK. I made it back on Tuesday via Emirates. A little scare in Dubai when we were all asked to gather in an area, but given the all clear 10 minutes later. That would be scary. Yeah. But I know Emirates have canceled a lot of flights, and they are talking about they want to be fully open again by the end of April.
Yep.
And I can see Emirates and Qatar Airways and Etihad, which are the three main Middle Eastern airlines there, national carriers, all having a price war, bringing the prices down to crazy levels to try and get the passengers back on the planes.
Well, you've also got Qatar and Turkish Airlines in the area, which are good quality international flyers as well. So you've really got 5 major airlines that are in the top 10 in the world of ratings. But those 5 airlines are going to be price rating to get passengers. Yeah, they're going to drop prices something shocking to try and get people back on the planes again.
They're going to have to.
But
and to try and get tourism back too.
Why is Iran bombing 11 countries that have nothing to do with it?
Because they figure our oil infrastructure is getting hit. Well, you guys ain't going to sell your oil either.
Yeah, but,
and that's the whole politics behind it. You know.
Yeah.
You're allowing American military bases on your soil. Well, you're just as guilty then.
Yeah.
You didn't say to the American president, hey, you cannot fly missions into Iran from our country. Nobody said it. So therefore, they're complicit, is the way I ran things. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm telling you the way they think, you know, and what they're saying on their news media. Because I watch it all. I watch Al Jazeera, you know, which is a big one. They're from Qatar. And they tell it like it is, what's exactly going on with the Gulf. And they interview the people in Iran, and they interview the people in Kuwait, Saudi, all that, you know, and they have them on their channel, and they don't censor anything. They put it all out there, which is what I like about that news channel.
Right, Terry.
Hey,
Terry
Terry.
Fallon says, hello, Roger with the D and Alpha. Good to see you guys.
Nice to hear from you, Terry.
Hello, Terry and wife. What a sale says, hit that like button and make Darlene smile. Yes, please. 97 people watching. Pound it. It's free. Get us up to 100. Kenny Ford says, the birthday boy. He just had his birthday last week, by the way, guys. Evening all, bought rice cooker and some other stuff, noodles, etc. as emergency. Bullshit. Okay, I'm calling bullshit when I see it, because Kenny sent me a picture Okay, and a picture speaks 1,000 words, folks. And this is what Kenny bought.
Australian
Okay.
beef.
Kenny bought a rice cooker. It was true. A couple of noodles, packs of noodles. But then he bought like 4 cans of Pringles and some Dorito salsa.
Well,
And
they were
I'm not
making-
lying. There's the picture Kenny sent me. Look at the Pringles and the Dorito salsa there.
aren't they American staples?
That's for movie night. He's fucking up.
I said, "Oh yeah,
Sorry,
you're going to
guys.
survive on that for 6 months, buddy." Well, good planning there. Pringles and Dorito dips sauce there.
Just so the listeners know, I give the Americans a lot of hell out here.
Oh, we give you shit too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And one Canadian.
It's a reciprocal here.
and
It's all
canucks.
good.
Just the one.
Yeah. If you can give it, you better be able to take it.
Oh,
Next
I've
up,
taken it
Vegas
for you,
Chris
right?
says it all comes down to price gouging. They're doing it already, folks.
I agree with Chris.
Doing it already. What a sale says, Vegas Chris, correctamundo. You think the gas station folks where you live are all of a sudden paying $120 a barrel for their gas? No.
Mm.
They bought this gas months and months and months ago at a set agreed price.
Yep.
And then they have their fleet of trucks delivering it. You have Shell, you have Chevron, Esso, and all them other gas stations out there in the States. They all have their own fleet of trucks. You've never seen a Shell truck go to an Esso gas station or Chevron gas station. No, they got their own trucks. They buy the fuel and then they have their own truck drivers bring the fuel to the pumps. So
In Australia, they estimate the Australian federal government will make $300 billion extra
for what?
this month in fuel excise with their GST and 56 cents plus a litre they get. They'll make $300 billion a month extra just on the fuel excise.
Yeah.
It's a rort.
And
A
they'll fund
total
their
of
yacht
utter
trip to
raw.
Bali.
Hey, Coop, but correct me if I'm wrong.
What's that?
The airlines as well have their fuel contracts with pricing for, I can't remember how far out.
It's
they're-
normally 90 to 180 days out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they already bought it how many months ago, right? I know
Yeah.
they always look
At an
forward to the
agreed
future.
price.
Yeah. And price it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, Terry Fallon says expect food prices to go up because of fuel. Yes. Like they're not high enough already. Well, yeah, because the truck drivers are going to want more because they got to pay more for diesel for their truck to get it to the store.
Yep.
So you got to think the things like milk, eggs, that have a sell-by date. Milk doesn't keep that long. From the dairy to the supermarket to your refrigerator, it's only got like, what is it, 2-3 weeks before it spoils from the time it comes out the cow to the time you got to consume it.
Everything you get at 7-Eleven and every supermarket is delivered by truck.
Yeah.
And without diesel, you haven't got trucks running.
Everything comes by truck. These glasses
Exactly.
I'm wearing came by truck. This t-shirt came by truck. Everything comes by truck. The chair I'm sitting on was delivered by a truck from a warehouse to a store, and then from that store to my house.
Well, I drove
Everything
trucks for
comes by a
47
freight.
years. So. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim P says Canada has zero oil reserves because we produce gasoline oil on a daily basis here in Alberta. So you use basically what you consume with the zero reserves. You consume basically the daily amount that you pump out and refine. Okay. And he says, and primarily it's diesel produced over gasoline. Well, yeah, you got a big trucking fleet in Canada. You know, I think.
Yeah, but what diesels? There's 5 productions on crude oil, and the third one is petrol, gasoline, and the 5th one is diesel, and then it's asphalt and that. But diesel's further down the line, so they must be getting fuel. They must be getting petrol first before they get the diesel.
I don't know. I've never worked in the petroleum industry. I couldn't tell you that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's going to get crazy here in Asia, is my prediction. And Philippines is the first country starting to crack right now.
I think Thailand will be pretty good. I think Thailand will hold out very well.
Well, all depends how long this goes on.
Yeah.
You know, if this goes on for another month or two, Thailand's going to be hurting too.
But yeah, I think it'll only be, in a lot of ways, only really hurt the expats that are after Western foods and staples.
It
won't hurt
I
the
can eat
supplies
Thai
as
food
much.
all day long.
Yep.
White Lime says some airlines are offering to refund your ticket plus a not insignificant voucher so that then they can resell your ticket for triple. There you go.
Well, at least the airlines are giving out vouchers on their tickets, and
No, darling.
yeah.
You know what Philippine Airlines did? This is what they did. I was on the phone with her. We had it on speaker. And Philippine Airlines basically said, okay, we're going to take out 35% of your ticket price for our fees.
Yeah.
Well,
Said, hang on, this is through no fault of our own, guys. You ain't got the fuel to guarantee that she'll get back okay. You don't have the aviation fuel. It's not our fault. It's your fault. You don't have the fuel. So therefore, you have to give us a full refund. They said, no.
There wasn't travel insurance on the ticket?
Nah, Philippine Airlines don't give you shit, buddy.
Okay.
It's like Southeast Airlines and Southwest Airlines in the U.S. It's the worst of the worst.
Bit like Jetstar in Australia.
Yeah.
You don't fly them.
Hey, Coop, I think I heard of one Philippine airline that went bankrupt last month or a couple of weeks ago, and I think there's another one they said already. So this is just going to put everything over top now because they can't. They don't have unfortunately, they don't have the finances, like you said, to give you back your 100% credit. Maybe it's 30 days or 60 days, but now they're taking 35%.
They told her it's going to take 60 days to get the money back.
Yeah.
60.
Capital.
Normally, if the airline cancels your flight or you have to cancel it, providing you give them 72 hours notice, which we did, then you normally get your refund within like a week or two. Philippine Airlines said, we'll give it back to you in 60 days. We don't have the money right now.
That's crazy.
Can't make it up, guys. Next up, Travel Strategist says, if anyone needs help booking flights, I can help. I'm an expert in buying miles to use on airfare with some strategy. You can avoid fuel surcharges. I can help with leisure or business travel. There you go. Somebody advertising on our channel. Mike the Medic says, Alpha, the ruby slippers are hanging behind you. Grab them quick. What the hell is that hanging behind your head there? Let me zoom your picture in. Oh, you got some lampshades there or something. Red lampshades?
Yeah. They're, what do you call it?
Looks like you got pigtails there hanging out your ears.
Was it? I'll turn it on. I'm in Italy.
Oh, you're over in Italy right now.
No, I'm home. I said I bought them in Italy. It's just a pendant light.
Ah, okay.
You had a good trip this time, didn't you?
I did. A lot of flying.
Yeah.
A couple of days, different trade shows. Couple hours at another.
So when you go back to Italy, Alpha, Darlene wants you to get her some limoncello.
So I can, and here's the problem. I tried to bring it back before into Asia, into Southeast Asia. Depending where I fly, how can I say this? Depending which country I connect to, even with duty free, somewhat is okay to bring back, And some, I can say nicely, when they check or ask for your bag, they take it purposely.
Really? I know as long as you're buying it at the duty free at the airport, you should be okay if it's 1 liter or less.
Right. Yeah. So you're correct. Depends on which country, right? And depends on the immigration. But it's happened to myself and a worker I brought over with me, where we brought limoncello and something else, and I guess they like it or whatever, and all of a sudden it gets confiscated because it gets confiscated.
Yeah.
Even though it's in the bag and has everything. Yeah. But we'll do. If I can get it, not a problem.
Yeah. Mike Medic says maybe the other countries should have helped sooner, or they may not have had a problem. Here you go. Here's another bit of news that came out just yesterday. Russia's banned all exports of fuel from Russia to anywhere in the world from the 1st of April. Said we're not going to be supplying any country with fuel.
Yeah, so but you know what, that's the tit for tat, right? And
Yeah,
especially you come from the military background, Coop. I think was, and not to have scare anybody, but what they think that what might happen in the near future or whatever, when everyone goes to war or whatever, what do they need? They all need fuel to run stuff, right? So now that Putin and the guys are going like this to the rest of the world, unless you're one of their buddies, and that's what's going to happen. And they know the uncertainty and the pricing and everything, and typically, so the Western people feel it now, just like they did with sanctions. So
because they've had sanctions.
That's why they're doing it. Exactly why they're doing it. Because it wasn't just America, Canada, Australia, and now Europe that put sanctions on Russia, and banning the sale of their fuels, banning the purchase of their fuels. So they've only got themselves to blame now. So now Russia's saying, right, now they really need it. We ain't going to give it to them.
Yep.
We've done all right for the last 2.5 years of not being able to supply anybody with fuel but China. So guess what? Screw you.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's
supplying China.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, they'll still supply China. China and Russia are good friends.
Yep.
They have that pipeline that goes over Siberia straight into China.
Yep.
Yeah. Philip T says, good evening, gents. Thai Airways has put its prices up $500 to $650 on a return flight from Melbourne, Australia to Bangkok. There you go, Roger.
Well,
there's one for you, buddy.
Doesn't surprise me if diesel's gone up 70-80%, that your gas has gone up in Australia exactly the same price for them.
Now what's the normal price from Bangkok to where's Melbourne economy class?
Economy class would probably
what's the normal price before all this kerfuffle?
Probably 1,000, 1,200.
Between 1,000 and 1,200. So he's saying now it's like 15 to 16, 1,800.
Yeah, probably those prices $1,700, $1,800 Australian. So that's 1,300 American. 1,200 American.
Now, was that for one way or return?
Well, the last time I looked for economy return was about 1,200 return. At the moment, it was probably a little bit dearer because remember we're still in peak season here, and you're still in the last part of peak season in Australia. You're still in the shoulder because you're summer and end of summer in Australia. So it's still peak season really there, going into the shoulder period. And with Easter being in the next week or two, with school holidays, of course, that'll add 50% to the price too. It happens every school holidays.
Yeah.
Because Easter, we have 4 terms in schools in Australia, 4 semesters.
Yeah.
And the first one is Easter. So
around
they
the
have
corner.
2 weeks school holidays there. So, yeah, that's probably one of the reasons for the price rise too. It's probably normal price now.
And Thailand's predicting already that they reckon that this is going to be the worst Songkran since COVID for tourism numbers.
Well, we're not going to have the
Because of the
Europeans.
problem with aviation fuel and the rise in flight prices.
No Middle East, Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they said they're going to extend to try and recoup some. They're trying to extend Songkran. So one part's a week long and another part's another week long. So I seen the news came out on that one. They're
It's
extending
usually a week long in the tourist areas anyway.
It's
But
normally
then
a week.
Yeah, I think so. It starts on, say, the 12th, right? It's the 13th, 10th, or the 12th for that 3, 4, 5 days. When that one's done, I can't remember the area, they're starting another one for a week longer from like the 17th to whenever to try and get more people to go and spend money. So they're feeling it too. So they're already trying to massage that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Thailand's done that in different provinces before.
Yeah.
That's
It's
long.
usually different times. Yeah.
And we got a new one from Bahrain. Says, good afternoon from Bahrain. Abdullah from Bahrain. Welcome to the live chat. How's it going over there, buddy? I don't think you guys have any fuel shortage right now, do you? Like we are in Asia and the rest of the world. They should be all right for fuel because Bahrain, you know, it's got the big oil. You know, they're part of Gulf countries, you know. So, but at the same time, still pretty scary to be out there right now. But thank you for coming on and joining us. Mike Medic says Thailand lowered domestic flights by 30%. There you go. There. They're keeping the flights down low for domestic because a lot of people commute from the other cities to Bangkok for work on a daily basis. That's all they do is fly. They get on the plane, 45 minutes later, they're in Bangkok. They go to the office, go to work, jump on the plane, go home. And, well, not daily. What you'll find is they'll go like on a Sunday, like on a Monday morning, then they come back to the province Friday for the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, they commute between the two to go to work. Chris N says condemning NATO for not getting involved is naive. I haven't condemned NATO. It is a defensive alliance and not there to support illegal actions. It is, hence why when 9/11 happened and the Twin Towers were bombed in New York, America invoked what's called Article 5. And that means attack on one is an attack on all. And that's why all the NATO countries got involved in the Iraqi and Afghanistan war. And when I was in Afghanistan, I saw German bases, Italian bases, British, American. They were all over there.
Yep.
Yeah. But this time, no. If America starts a war, NATO doesn't have to go in and help because America wasn't attacked on its sovereign soil. So therefore, Article 5 could not be invoked. And NATO doesn't have to get involved. Alchemist says, maybe Trump should not have started this war to distract from the Epstein files. You'll never get all the files released. And some of the files, I mean, they were so heavily redacted, it was just a page of black with maybe the word the, at, a, you know, and that was it that you would see and be like, there's nothing on here, you know? Yeah.
I think there's been more on the other side named in those files than there is on the
Well, I know
other
Prince
side,
Andrew's in hot water in England.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been arrested. He's been dethroned. So the royal family, his own brother Charles, who's the King of England, said, "You're no longer a prince."
Yeah, he's not in the line for the throne anymore at all.
Yeah.
They took him out of it. Yep.
That's right.
And I can
the
understand
police
why.
have arrested him and questioned him and all that. Oh yeah, they're
Yep.
taking it very seriously. Now all they got to do is get Bill Clinton and Trump and everybody else involved, Bill Gates, all those that were involved that they know, definitely visited Epstein Island.
Well,
My
something I
Dottie
heard
says,
is,
huh?
something I heard is that Bill Gates was mentioned 5 times more than Bill Clinton,
Well,
and
Clinton's
the
been on
multiple
the island. There's
visits to
video
the
evidence of
island.
him on the
Yeah.
island. You can't dispute
Yeah.
it. Mike Dottie says this isn't going to take no 3 weeks for this, especially if we have troops on the ground. Trump needs to get it together. That's the quickest way to end it, is boots on the ground. We already have air superiority, and I'm talking from a combat veteran, folks. I was in the Iraqi war. I was in the Afghanistan war in the U.S. Army. Once you got air superiority, the ground troops go in and, you take out the things that are hard to find for the pilots, where they're dug in and you can't see them from air. You can only see it from ground level, because they're all camouflage. You wouldn't see it.
The only problem is it needs the actual public to hit the streets, but the IRGC are wiping protesters out left, right, and centre.
Oh, well, we've known that for a long time, buddy. That's not nothing new
Exactly.
there.
But that's what they need for the regime change.
Yeah, like that.
They need the UAE to get involved too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy Long says, good day, Cooper, Darlene, and Tubers. Going buy a horse this coming week. There you go, horsepower. The old way, get yourself a buggy to go with it. Cowboy hat, piece of straw out there.
Someone will pinch the horse outside the supermarket, mate.
He's going to get a horse with no name.
That's it.
Terry Fallon says, my question, if North America is self-sufficient in fuel, why are our prices increasing so much? Price gouging, methinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jumping on the bandwagon. Everybody wants their 2 cents.
Mm-hmm. And then some.
And then some. They all want their cut of the pie,
Hey, Coop, if I can jump in for a sec.
Sure, shoot.
I'd like to ask Mike Dottie there if he's planning to come over to Thailand. I just wonder if he's bought his ticket or holding off because of the prices and where that's going. So,
well, he said he was looking to come out towards the end of the year, I think October, November. By that time, I'm pretty certain the war will be over.
Yep.
And everything will be pretty much back to normal or almost back to normal, depending on how long it goes on. But for people that are looking at flights coming out at Christmas this year, I don't think you're going to have any problems.
Yeah.
I think it'll all be done and dusted, and that'll be the end of it.
That'd be good.
Yeah, but he said that he's planning on coming out the end of the year.
Yeah.
Towards the end. And, oh yeah, price gouging. Got that one, Terry. Simply Social says, everyone is going to wait before they travel to Asia. Yeah. And that's what they're saying with Songkran. People are canceling flights because they're not guaranteed to get home. That's going to be the biggest issue, is, well, if I want to go with Lufthansa, Airline out of or KLM or any of the big European airlines, and they can't get fuel to bring me back, well, that's going to be a huge problem.
The only other way of looking at it, Coop, without the doom and gloom side of it, is that, okay, if the numbers are down this year with tourists and expats being able to get to the country, is the visa issues Westerners or inexperienced Westerners, travellers have with coming to Thailand and Asia, is the visa issues will be rectified a lot more and a lot more promising. Like, well, maybe they'll do the immigration down from up from 90 days to 180 days and stuff
here's
like
the
that.
thing, Roger.
They may lower the 800,000 baht issue people have.
No. What they have done already, so the proof is already on the pudding, is there's a lot of Arabs love coming to Dubai for vacation. It's a beautiful place. Why not? You know, so we get a lot of the Arab nations come over here every year for vacation.
Yeah.
And during the start of the Gulf War over there with Iran, they couldn't get home. They were stuck. Well, Thai immigration gave them a 30-day extension, free, no charge, and put them up in hotels at no charge to themselves for free until they can get repatriated back home.
Yeah, I heard they've done it this time.
What other country would have done that? You think America would have done this, folks? Hell no.
No.
They'd be
Australia
like,
wouldn't have done it.
That's on you. And by the way, your visas run out, pay us $300, buddy.
Yep.
America would never have done that. But Thailand will. They look after their tourists.
Exactly. They know where their bread's buttered here.
Yeah.
With tourism. And they bend over backwards in a lot of things for the tourist.
Yeah.
They
and
make
here's the
sure
thing, guys. Everybody knows bad news travels a lot faster than good news.
Exactly.
If you got bad news, it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
You got good news, it sort of trickles out. And Thailand knows that they looked after their tourists. Well, they're going to spread it. You know, hey,
that's what
Thailand was fantastic. They're going to tell their friends and their family back in Kuwait, back in Abu Dhabi, back in Qatar, Dubai, Iran, wherever they came from. You know,
well, look,
this is what Thailand did for us.
Look what they done for even the Thai nationals on giving them vouchers and that to travel, 50% off travel vouchers to every Thai national that applied for it. For I think it was a week's worth of hotel rooms and stuff. They could get a 50% discount. And that was over the last 12 months. And they did it just after COVID and all the rest of it. I know they were doing it the year after, but they've also done it over the last 12 months again for Thai nationals. So they know how to look after tourism and the expats. Like, it's not really hard.
Well, it costs the government money, Roger. They're doing this out their own pockets. You know, those hoteliers still get paid. You know, they still got to pay for the electricity, the rent for the land they're leasing, you know, for these hotel buildings. But still got to pay for the food and all that, the aircon and the staff running the hotel. So it came out the government's pocket. And Thailand's not the richest nation on the planet by far. They ain't got the kind of money that Qatar and Dubai have got by a landslide. But yet they still looked after their tourists, which was fantastic. That's what you call good customer service.
And they do look after the expats in a lot of ways. It's in the top 5 easiest countries to get a visa in, really. Yeah. It's not hard.
All right. So we've been yakking on for a bit. We've got quite a few questions and comments to get through. So let's shut up and get through them, guys. If not, we're going to be here for 5 hours. Vegas Chris says that Terry Fallon, bingo. Yep, you got it right. Price gouging. Simply Social says President Trump just built 2 new refineries in Houston, Texas, and the U.S. is self-reliant. Biden admin depleted our oil supply. Yeah, sold it half of it to China. I remember that. Simply Social says, always better to go back to home country when a conflict like this happens. All depends. If your home country's in a worse situation, you better stay off here in Thailand, buddy, where the prices are still cheap.
Yeah.
You know? I'd rather be here. I don't want to be back in the States right now. Hell no.
I don't want to go back to Australia. I don't want to go anywhere else but here. Like, fuel's gone up, what, 25%? where it's
20%
gone
is
up.
nothing considering it was already
Yeah.
the cheapest in Asia.
Exactly.
You know, when you got places like the Philippines doubled the price in the space of 72 hours,
Yep.
and Thailand's kept the price down and it's only gone up 6 to 8 baht. That's nothing,
3
guys.
cents
That's
American.
absolutely nothing. You know,
2 to 3 cents American. Yeah. 5
I
cents
ain't even
Australian.
worried about that. You know? So it cost me $3 more to fill my SUV. I don't give a damn.
I don't
You know?
care.
When I'm only
Extra
paying
$20
$30
to fuel
to
the
fill
bike.
it in the first place, 33 ain't
Yeah.
really going to make that much of a big difference. Jesse, J-Easy, sorry, says Thailand has a large percent of EVs. Yes, they do, which should help weather the global event, unlike the States and the U.S. Ting Tong Man for president.
But it also has the power to power all the EVs as well. So,
Oh, there's EV
yeah,
stations all over the place. Every gas
exactly.
station out here, every PTT gas station, it's got an EV charger. The
Yep.
supermarket's got EV chargers. The malls got EV chargers.
Chargers.
All the new condominiums that have been built, they all got EV chargers in the basement, in the parking
Yep.
area. Yeah. Simply Social says, Roger, you have a woke PM. Need to get rid of him.
No, he's just plain useless.
A lot of
And that's the good version. Not what I really want to say.
Wooly Bully says we have more energy in America and more clean energy as well, so we won't be affected thanks to our energy policies. Yeah, you are energy independent, the US, which is a great thing, but places like Asia and Europe and Australia that aren't energy independent, and South America, they're the ones that are going to be feeling the pain of this more than anybody else.
Which is crazy for Australia. Like, it has the second highest uranium deposits in the world. They'd say the third highest crude oil supplies in the world. The coal is one of the highest in the world. And they export it all. Like that, they're selling the gas to Indonesia, I think it is, for like 1 cent a litre with no tax on it.
I doubt it's that low.
Yeah, it's low because it
It's
comes
not
out of the
1
Northwest
cent, no
Shelf.
way.
Yeah,
No,
it's
not that
cheap as tip.
low. What a Sale said, yes, the petrodollar is under attack all around the world. Yes, it is. And he says America is slowly losing its advantages in the world economy. Keep this up. It ain't doing America any favors. They need to get in there, get the Marines in there, get the H-10s, Apaches, which I know, you know, from my friends that are in the Middle East working on these military bases. They got over 100 Apaches already ready for the next phase of the war. And Apaches are lethal killing machines.
If the Americans go in with boots, the Israelis will go in with boots.
They're already there.
Israel won't. I don't think so. I think they'll leave it to America to do. Mr. Nutt says, good evening, Cooper and Darlene and Alpha, the go-kart cheater. I have a scooter and put in 100 baht every 3 weeks. Last time it did cost me 110 baht. I'm still loving it, loving it, loving it. And Mr. Nutt, you are absolutely correct-amundo for Alfa Romeo, the go-kart cheater. Okay? Because I actually have photographic evidence here on my phone that he's buying a special go-kart to beat us all. And this was from Alfa Romeo just 2 days ago. It is seriously turbocharged go-kart. So he can continue winning the races.
Roger. That's AI. That's AI generated again.
Again. Hey, I saw him 2 weeks before the official race.
Who's it
Get
from?
the times he
Who's it
got
say it's from at the
that
top there? Romeo Andretta.
day.
Can that be
So-
an AI generated as well? The trade show.
Oh yeah, that's your name's AI generated on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was at the bike show in Taiwan, and one of the major rubber companies, Maxxis, who does all the rubber and stuff, they had that there showing the world championship card or something like that. So I jokingly took a picture and showed the boys I got some new wheels. I asked the guy if it came in Ferrari red. He kicked me out. I was like, okay.
Terry Fallon says, Coop, our electricity in Canada is produced mainly from hydro and nuclear, so prices shouldn't be affected. Don't know. If they're price gouging at the pumps, why wouldn't they do it with electricity too?
Yeah.
I'm sure any reason that they can find, Terry, to raise prices and make more in revenue from you guys there, the citizens, they'll do it in a heartbeat. Simply Social says, hey, Cooper, get them ready to get GLP-1. Can you get it there at the pharmacies, and how expensive is it? Have you have to get it compounded or else it is too expensive? GLP-1. Romeo, what's that?
I'm guessing he's thinking like Ozempic or Majuro or the weight loss stuff.
Okay.
So you can
Is that
pretty
what
much,
it is? One of them? GLP? I don't know that name.
GLP-1. Pretty sure that's what it is. That's the actual form, what it's called, I guess. So basically,
you can get them here. Yeah. And
It's
it all
just
depends
that-
on what size pen you want. They got like the 1 milligram, the 2 milligram, and the 4 milligram, you know. But the thing is, when you buy it at Bangkok Hospital with my diabetes doctor, he said to me, I'm going to give you the 4 milligram pen, even though you only need the 1. I said, why? He said, because it's the same price, regardless which one you get. I might as well give you the 4 milligram. He says, then you got a 2-month supply with 1 pen instead of, a 1-month supply, So fantastic.
There's even the medical system looking after tourists and expats.
Yeah, he told me straight. He says they're all the same price. He said, I might as well give you the bigger one. He says you're going to pay the same for the big one compared to the little one. What's that?
Yeah, I think Simply Social is asking how expensive it is. Do you know how much it is over there? The price? In the States, it's crazy. We see it on TV. Here in Canada, what you guys paid. It's nuts.
I think I paid $300 for a 2-month supply.
300 US.
Yeah. For 2 months. So it's like $150 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a 4 milligram pen.
Thailand,
and I
right?
think the prices in the US are between $600 and $700 for the same.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. Simply Social says gas in Texas is $3.10 a gallon right now. It's even more in California. It's over $5 I saw on the news. Simply Social says, Cooper, have you had any side effects on the GLP-1? Yeah. I can only eat less than half of what I used to before. And that's the problem. When we go out to the restaurants here, you get big portions. You know this, Alpha. And I'll eat like less than half, like 40%. And Darlene says, you're wasting all this food, babe. Why'd you order it? I said, because that's what the plate comes. It comes in that size, you can't ask for a small size, if you order it, that's what you're going to get, it's a set meal.
Well, we've been out to dinner or lunch a few times with you. And when they bring the portion, you typically don't eat half of it. You don't eat. So
I used to be able to finish every plate, at every restaurant I've ever been to here. But since I've been on it, I'm eating like 40%. And I'm seeing the weight drop, which is great. And my sugar level's dropping too.
It's good.
Next up, Captain Action gifted 1 Cooper's Thai Adventure membership to 1 lucky person in the chat. So now you'll get that badge right next to your name at the end of Captain Action 1. That circle there with the wavy lines, that's our channel badge. So thank you for that, Captain Action. And one person will have that lucky badge for the whole month, courtesy of Captain Action, all for the glorious, fantastically cheap price of only $2. Can't beat it. Can't get much in the West now for $2, but you can get a Coopersthaiadventure membership. Thank you, Henry. Much appreciated. And Philip T says 91 octane is now $2.59.9 per liter. I guess that's in Australia.
Yeah,
Roger?
I guess. Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah. Yeah, $2.60, probably 95 or 98. The higher octane is $2.80 plus a litre. So you work it out on 4 litres, that's $12. So it's about over $8 American.
Yeah. Wooly Bully says the governments are not serious about clean energy. They're only serious about how they can tax us to death.
Yep. They're even talking about taxation in Australia on EVs, and what I was saying about the solar systems on houses in Australia, we have the highest 27% of how residences have solar. And they were even talking about putting a solar tax on your electricity bill because you supply your part of your own power. Yeah.
Captain Action says, Henry says,
money.
happy Saturday. Hit the like button. Yes, please. If you're watching the stream, pound it. It's free. Simply Social says, at least you can walk everywhere in Thailand, which is great. You can.
You can. BART buses, scooters, not a
I do
problem.
mostly walking. I'm rarely go on a BART bus.
Yeah, but I haven't been on a BART bus since I got here this time, but tourism-wise, I did. But I haven't been on a BART bus since I got here. I had a scooter from day one. So,
well, I can tell you right now, Romeo goes on a BART bus every time he's here in Thailand.
Yep.
Love it. It's easy. Convenient.
Yeah, because he's too drunk to walk. I'll be like, hey, Romeo, you coming on over to the clubhouse to meet us? Oh, no, man, I'm over in Soy Bacau and my legs ain't working, my head's spinning, and I got to get some mango sticky rice. I'll see you tomorrow.
That's for me drinking all the sugar-free Sing water. Yeah.
No, you're drinking some heavy drinks. I know you. Terry Fallon says, hello, Captain Action. How's it going? Javon Style says, good evening, CD and guests from Chicago, where it's cooler than Arthur Fonzarelli. How's that for an old reference? Pretty good. Laughing out loud. I'm watching from the start, paid $500 plus for my flight instead of about $260. Nice. So his flight doubled. There's aviation fuel for you there, Javon.
That's why I said I reckon Thailand will make things a lot easier when flights and that start looking for tourism back into Thailand. They'll do deals here left, right and centre to get tourism numbers back up.
Oh, I think it's going to be wonderful when the war ends.
Yeah.
You're going to see
it'll
cheap prices all over the place for flights.
Yep, and I think for the expats, the visa things will become a lot easier too to get the numbers of everybody coming back into Thailand again.
Well, they reckon it's going to be one of the worst low seasons on record this year. Yeah. Next up, Captain Action says, hello, Terry. I'm about to go up and visit Mr. Cooper and his buddies. Yeah, Henry, get on over here, buddy. What a Sale says, I wonder if the prices rise in Thailand if they would go down after the war. Your thoughts? No, they'll come down. After the war, as soon as they can get the oil over from the Middle East over here, they're going to lower the price very quickly, the Thai government, because it's going to hurt the Thai people.
Yep.
more than it is us foreigners. We can swallow the 20% rise. That's nothing to us. It's like it's already dirt cheap anyways here. So
they're not a Western. They're not a Western style government
dirt
here.
cheap is still dirt cheap, in my opinion.
Yep.
So, but the Thais can't weather it, and there will be forced to put the prices back to where they were. And they said as soon as the war is over and they're able to get the oil supplies back, that the first thing they will do is lower the prices back to what they were.
Yep. Like I said, Coop, they're not a Western style government here in taxing the crap out of poor people.
Yeah. Right. We're almost at 2 hours, so we got to wrap this up, guys. Roger, shut up for 5 minutes so we can get through these questions. He's got an answer for everything, doesn't he? I love you to bits, Roger, but let us get through the comments.
Hey, Romeo, just so he doesn't see.
Are you done yet? Terry
I
Fallon says,
had to say hello.
Terry Fallon says, guys, we still have almost 3 feet of snow up here in Bancroft.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Really? Ow.
Ouch. Poor guy.
Ooh.
Jerry Brown says, good morning from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Only up to $2.98 per gallon here. Well, you're one of the lucky ones there in Arkansas there, Jerry. In Florida, it's a lot more than that, according to Henry. Jay Easy says, thank you. And thank you, Captain Action. He's got the badge next to his name. There you go. So Jay Easy, our newest channel member for 1 month. Thank you. Says thank you to Captain Action. What a Sale says, great to see Roger, Alpha, and Captain live. Yeah, it's always great when we have a panel on here. Bully Bully says $3.50 here in Florida. There you go. Big difference in Florida from Arkansas, where it's only $2.98, still down below the $3 threshold there. Mr. For Your Sister says, hello, Coop and everyone. I hope everybody is doing well. We are. How you doing, buddy? Simply Social says, the consumers need to get off their fat and walk more. They have these big F-150 trucks, F-250s and 350s too, here, and they will drive 1 block instead of walk. We don't in Thailand leave our cars. I'll park the car on Jumped-In Beach Road and I'll walk from one end to the other and then walk back to the car. No problem. Love it. And the great thing about parking here, just quickly, guys, have either of you ever seen a parking meter in Thailand?
No.
Nope.
There you go. That's a good question. Anybody in the chat? Have you ever seen a parking meter in Thailand? Let us know in the comments if you've seen one. I guarantee you they won't be anybody saying, I saw a parking meter. Don't have them in Thailand. I've never seen one anyways.
I don't think I've even seen paid parking in any of the malls or anything, is it?
No.
Free.
Like in Bangkok and that.
Maybe at the airport, though. I think
there's
they have
paid parking in there
different.
For the thing,
but it's not meter parking. Like where you put the coin in the meter.
Yeah.
No, you get a ticket with a QR code and you just scan the QR code and pay it on the way out.
Yeah.
And it's got your time that you went into the parking. But even that's cheap. It's like $3 a day to park at the airport.
Oh yeah.
For a long stay. It's incredibly cheap.
For all the amount of people there, Coop, and they have the space, but I mean it's tight. They don't charge for parking, which is amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, they park wherever they want, but you don't have to pay for it. Yeah.
Javon says, by the way, Mom says hello. Hello, Mom. We were just saying how young and distinguished you look with a clean-shaven, bald head. Yeah, Darlene scalped me today. Darlene better keep you away from soy 6 until it grows back. Handsome man, handsome man. Simply Social says Americans need to stop crying. They have had good for too long. It has only been 3 weeks. What is happening now is going to make the world a safer place. Well, I hope so. I hope so. But who knows? I don't know. But I do hope. Can always have hopium. Captain African says, greatest show on earth. Thank you, Henry. Javon says, smash the like button, make Darlene smile just in case she's down from being grounded by Philippine Airlines. Yeah, she is down. Really looking forward to seeing the kids and spending time with the kids. And they're upset too. Simply Social says, EVs are crap. Better only last 6 years. And what do you do with them when they are dead? That's a good one. Plus, the cars are too expensive and no one knows how to work on them. China is the only one that benefits due to production, he says. Well, EVs are incredibly cheap here in Asia. I mean, you can buy a brand new EV here for $20,000. Easy. You know, and you get a 10-year guarantee with it, with the battery, even better.
Did they have one in the upcoming, I think it's Bangkok, that has the trade show, the car show? Did they have
what's going on right now as we speak? Yeah.
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 Did they have one that was under 10,000 baht or something? There's a little tiny
Yeah, the
small,
two-seater.
that's crazy.
I know. Can't beat it.
I think it was about 7,000 American.
Okay, guys. 2 hours we're at. Captain Action says the United States produces more oil than we need. We sell most of the extra. So why are gas prices so high here in the U.S.? Gouging.
Yeah.
We're all jumping on the bandwagon.
Every country on the planet's doing the same thing.
But your governor in your state there has the authority to freeze the prices in the state. But they don't do it because they're getting a backhander from Shell, Chevron, and everybody else. Exxon, you know, all them, Esso. I'm going to donate an extra $5 million to your campaign. Don't do nothing with the prices. And they don't.
Yeah.
Like, okay, thank you. Simply Social says, too many gas guzzling trucks on the road in the U.S. Yeah, because fuel is so cheap. It's cheaper than it is in Asia because you're paying by the gallon. We're paying by the liter. So, it's over 4 liters to a gallon. Not to mention, most of the fertilizer comes through the Strait too. Troubles ahead, yes. That is true. Wooly Bully says, not enough infrastructure to sustain everyone going to EVs. That's the problem, and not everyone can pay $50,000 for a new car. Tough times. Well, you can get an EV in Thailand for under $20,000. Yeah. Brand new BYD under $20,000. I even saw a Tesla that was $22,000. Brand new on the showroom. Me and Brooke saw it. We went to the mall in Bangkok the other day, about a week ago. It was $22,000 for a Tesla. What are they in the States? $70,000 for the same freaking car?
Easy.
Simply Social says, Cooper, you need to get electrolyte powder like LMNT. I do. When Alpha comes, he gives me these tubes and says, here you go, Coop, some electrolytes for you. I ran out. Bring me back the orange and grape ones. Those ones were good.
All right.
Simply Social says, get back to USA ASAP if you can. No, I'm staying here, buddy. I'm loving it. Terry Fallon says, gotta bounce, guys. Walk the dog, and believe it or not, split some firewood. See you on the next live. Take care.
Yeah,
Stay warm. Terry. Bootney says, gas in Arizona was up to $4.99 a gallon. It has since dropped to $4.95. Whoop-de-dip-de-doo-dah, 4 cents there, not a lot. I shop at a grocery store called Fry's. I know Fry's, and fuel points are 4 times Friday to Sunday, and I ended up getting gas for $4.15. Okay, with your points, yeah. Captain Action waving on the way out. Take care, buddy. And say your goodbyes, folks. We got to hang this up. So Simply Social says Costco has Australian beef. America loves it better than U.S. beef. I agree. The best beef in the world, though, is Angus from Scotland. Can't beat it. Best. Javon says, speaking of Elon Musk, could he hurry up and invent an electric-powered 747 that alternates between an EV and solar panels to run right after I buy a few more shares of Tesla stock? Well, I'll tell you what he wants to do. He wants to build a tunnel from America to Europe. a tunnel under the ocean. Wouldn't that be great if he could do it? He said he could cut airline. He could cut the time. It would take like 2 to 3 hours to go from New York to Paris if he did a tunnel on this super. I forgot what he said it was powered by, but we'll discuss that on another one. I'll get back to you on that. Glenn Hotspur says, wherever you are, be grateful you aren't in the UK. Under our socialist government, energy madness, we are down to 2 days gas reserve, 3 years of further sunshine to go. Wow. They only have 2 days of reserves in the UK.
Unbelievable.
That's not good.
No.
Mike Dottie says, and they got BP, British Petroleum, off the coast of Yorkshire there in England. I've seen it up there. Mike Dottie says, how likely you think it is for crime to skyrocket soon in countries like the Philippines? Very. Very sad how innocent people are affected. Yes, because during COVID, Mike, Philippines crime went through the roof. Really, really bad during COVID. And I'm expecting this again over the fuel crisis. Simply Social says, someone said that it is not FDA approved. What's not FDA approved? Australian beef? I don't know. What a Sale says, yes, dollar cost average. Those groceries now, they are going to go up as the war progresses. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the prices are going to go up, even here in Thailand. Ain't going to hurt us. You know, the expats, we can afford to, to pay the extra price because Thai food's so cheap anyways, but it's really going to hurt the Thais. Simply Social says rent is going up like crazy in Vietnam. There you go. Everybody wants their penny. M. Long says, panic buying creates shortages. People create this just like COVID. Yeah, they're panic buying fuel in Thailand and the Philippines. They started rationing it out in the Philippines too now. Captain Action says, would anyone else like to invest in Starlink if they choose to go public? I bet the stock price will be sky high. Who knows? Simply Social says, looked at Skyscanner this morning. Not a lot of flights leaving the U.S. Not for Asian countries and Dubai and Europe. America's got plenty of fuel. It's the rest of the countries that don't have the aviation fuel, and hence why they'll be struggling. That's why they cut a lot of their long-distance flights worldwide. Mr. Free Sister says, I told people that the airlines will make Trump do the TSA bill and fund them. And I told people that the world will make Trump back down on this. I wish they would hurry up. Yeah, TSA needs to get their checks. Alchemist says, new Lotus fresh opened next door. It's awesome.
Yep.
This is a good mini mart and supermarket.
Yeah, right next door to me too. So.
Yeah. Craig Mitchum says Trump made $500 million, though. Probably more. Alchemist says Trump and Sons have a gift in every pie. Every government does that. They always look after their family. Look at Hunter selling $1 million paintings, and the guy couldn't paint to save his freaking life. Yeah. Mr. Free Sister says that Craig Mitchum, he went from a billionaire to a $4 billionaire in 1 year. That should tell you how corrupt they are. Go look it up if you think I'm not telling the truth. And all the senators and Congress people, they go into government, they don't have more than $20,000 in savings. They come out, they're multimillionaires. So it's not just Trump guys, it's all of them doing it. All of them. They're all getting their pockets lined. What a Sale says, Captain Action, I will buy Starlink for sure, up and to the right. Dubai is Dubai. And Wooly Bully, laughing out loud. Al Jazeera, Sky News, DW News, you're right. All on YouTube, like Coopersthaiadventure. Great sources of information. There you go. Alchemist says, your tax dollars at work. Yep. Mr. For Your Sister, a few years ago, I did a little research on how much profit a gas station makes on a gallon of gas. I think it came out to 7 to 10 cents a gallon. That's a bit high. It's a bit high. And he goes on to say, now the people who guess right on futures trading when it comes to gas are making a killing. Yeah, they're saying gas prices could end up going up to $200 a barrel if this war goes on for too long. David Lowe says, speculators are going to speculate. That's always the issue. It's unbelievable. It's always going to be an issue if it's traded. Captain Action says, ExxonMobil used to hold the record for highest quarter profits ever. There you go. Bit of fact there. And Mr. Free Sister says, right before Trump made his announcement about going into Iran, there was a sudden surge in the stock market, and it happened about 15 minutes before he made the announcement. There was a lot of people made money, including Kathy Wood from ARK Invest. She made loads and loads of money. So it wasn't just the government. It's people on the sidelines knew what was coming. Captain Action, I think they say that every year except for 2020. Mike says it's amazing. Nobody sees the big picture. What's the big picture? Enlighten us. Vegas Chris, I would never use Philippine Airlines again if they kept a portion of my ticket due to their issue. They did. Said, we're keeping 35%. Javon says, here's a progressive idea. Why can't gas station owners simply make a little less money during a time where their customers are struggling? A war crisis shouldn't be a profitable making opportunity. Well, because they're getting charged more for the deliveries, Javon. It's not the gas stations. They get charged so much for the delivery, per gallon or liter for the delivery they're getting. And then they have to pay for the electricity. They have to pay for the workers at the pumps. There's no self-service in Thailand, I'll tell you now. Have either you ever filled up your own gas tank in Thailand?
No.
No, it's full service
Not
here.
for the last 20 years.
No, I've never never filled up myself. And he says for making a profit. Wooly bully, it's not the gas station making all the extra money. It's the tax man mostly. Well, the tax man and then the oil barons are making all the money, and then they're charging extra to the pumps, and the pumps are charging the consumers. So
I don't know if it's the same in America as Australia, but 80% of the gas or petrol stations there are owned by Shell, BP, Caltex, and they're leased to the guy running the station, and they're told what prices to put the fuel at to sell it.
I'm getting yelled at.
Right.
Darlene wants to go to bed. We got to wrap it up, guys. Stop with the comments. Mr. Free Sister says that Javon Styles, their profits are nowhere near what the public thinks they are. I was shocked when I found out. Alchemist says Russia has been helping Iranians target Americans. Yeah. China too. Tim P says Russia has just sent a full tanker of oil to Cuba and should arrive by the end of next week. It will be interesting to see how the U.S. reacts to this. That'll be one to watch out for. Simply Social says, so glad Trump is in charge. The Dems and Biden had depleted our strategic fuel supplies in the USA. When Trump got in there, he replenished all the fuels, plus rebuilt our military. Thanks for your wise deck. Okay. Mike the Medic, Simply Social, exactly. We got people on both sides. But one thing you're going to find here, once you get out of the matrix, you get over here to Thailand, nobody gives a shit. Everybody's just friends. Republicans and Dems, they get along like there's never been a problem back in the West. You'll find that when you get here. Take my word for it. Don't believe me, ask the guys on the panel. They'll tell you. Captain Action says, Darlene trying to make a Thai limoncello. I'm sure you'll make the best. What a Sale says at Tim P. Yes, I've been watching that tanker to Cuba info. Wonder if it will cause the takeover of Cuba. Here we go. I don't know what's going to happen, folks. Captain Action, Darlene trying. Okay, got that. What a Sale agreed. It'd be interesting to see what becomes of this with that tanker. Don't Rump says, sounds like TDS is the norm on this channel. Trump derangement, send them. We get them all. And I don't mind it. And I love it that we have the difference of opinions politically. Doesn't matter, because once you get here, you become part of Coopersthaiadventure community. All that goes out the door. And the only thing you're going to be talking about is, man, that restaurant was fantastic. Oh, really? Which one was it? Where was it? Oh, yeah. What was this like? What was that like? And that's what you're talking about. Food is your number one topic here in Thailand. And where to get the cheapest beer if you're Alpha Romeo. But Alpha did take us to a good pizza place on Soy Bacau. It was a New York pizza place you took us to, remember?
Okay. There's a couple of them.
There was that little hole in the wall that had the big slices of pizza, and you ordered one per slice.
The Bronx or Brooklyn, I think it was. Brooklyn?
Bronx pizza. Yeah, that's the one. Man, that was damn good pizza. Yeah.
Crust.
Simply Social says all the Dems were having orgies with Epstein. That is why they are hiding it. Bill Clinton was cheering everyone on. Well, there's Republicans in there too. It wasn't just the Dems. You can't say that. Don't Rump says I will take a pass here. No problem. Simply Social. Yes, a lot of members here have Trump arrangements in them, but you know what? We all love each other. Okay, I don't think much of Trump, but Brooke absolutely loves Trump. And we're still best of friends to this day. Not everyone. And Orange Man started the war because then thin Venezuelan oil needs to be mixed with thick Iranian oil to make medium oil. Okay. Simply Social. Yeah, Cooper. If you did troops on ground, Trump would be criticized for that. It's the only way to finish it quickly. If not, it's going to go on for months and the world economy can't support it. Unfortunately, I got to tell you like it is, folks. I'm ex-military, and I can tell you the only way you're going to win this is boots on the ground. Tim P says, once air supremacy has been accomplished, half the battle is already won. Yeah, but the other half can go on for years if you don't put boots on the ground. You have to do it to get the infrastructure out. You know, you got to go in and take them out in the tunnels where they're keeping all the missiles in the side of the mountains, folks. You can't do that with a bunker buster. They're buried too deep. The only way you're going to do it is boots on the ground. You have to. And they have enough stockpile there of something like 5,000 to 10,000 missiles. They can keep this war going for years and stop everybody coming in and out the Gulf. So the only way to stop it is boots on the ground. I'm sorry, guys, but I got to tell you the facts. Mr. Free Sister says that Simply Social offer on the table. Do not talk in a third person. You can pick the subject. I am that confident in my skills and facts. Keep it real, guys. Keep it real. And when you guys get out here, Trump ain't even going to come into your minds. Biden ain't going to come into your minds. Hillary ain't going to come into your mind. And neither is Kamala Harris. Okay? It's all going to be fun, games, laughter, and having a good time. Mike Dottie said,
I sit on the outside with you American guys talking Democrats and Republicans and all the rest of it. And they'll say something each way. And that's as far as it goes. I've never seen it go any further than a shot either way, and then it's back to eating and or having another beer.
If I was to break it down by our American subscribers here in Thailand, 50% are Dems, 50% are Republicans, and they don't even know it. The other side doesn't know it. When you get here, that's not a discussion. We don't sit there talking about politics. We talk about food. We talk about badminton, bowling, fishing, you know, walking the beach. You know, where's a good place for massage, good place for doctors, hospitals, acupuncture, hammer and chisel massages. You know, we talk about all that. Politics is just not spoke about, but it is on the channel. And you know what? I love all of you. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, you're all welcome here. I love all of you. You're all equal in my book. And once you get here, that BS stops. The difference, the divider stops because there's nothing to talk about. It's not here. Trump's not in Thailand. Biden's not in Thailand. Kamala is not in Thailand. They're not here.
It doesn't affect us here. So it doesn't.
We're all the same because we're all retirees at the end of the day. Mr. Free Sister says that Tim P, in the normal case, you're correct, but putting troops on the ground in this country is basically like a D-Day attack. We shall see, is all I'll say on that. But I think that's the only way you're going to end it. Las Vegas Trader says, Coop, boots on the ground and air superiority is a sure winner. Yes. Have you forgotten the American war in Vietnam? That was jungle warfare. That's a completely different war, Vegas Trader. My dad was in Vietnam, okay? He had actually done 3 tours of Vietnam, and I heard all the stories come back from him. That's a completely different kettle of fish. There's no jungle warfare because there's no freaking trees. You're in the desert. The only thing out there is cactus and sand. That's it. So it's completely different warfare there compared to, you can't compare it to Vietnam. 1954 to 74 Korean War and Vietnam War. Yes. 20 years involvement, and USA did not win. USA simply went home and gave up. You can't fight guerrilla warfare in the jungle. You can't.
The trouble is that what people don't realise, Vietnam, the VC had been fighting the French for 50 years, nearly 60 years before independence.
It wasn't only the French, they fought several countries.
Yeah, but they fought for independence since 1890 or something.
Yeah.
So they'd already guerrilla warfare for 60 years against the French before the Americans even looked like going there.
Yeah. Javon says, Mr. For Your Sister. Oh, wow, really? You're right. I wasn't aware. I'll have to ask Gemini or Perplexity to enlighten me. Thanks for the heads up. Tim P says, Mr. For Your Sister, agreed. That's part of the problem when you take the fight to the enemy on their ground in terms. It's the only way you're going to win it, guys. If not, it's going to go on for years. You have to put boots on the ground. We had to do it in Iraq. We had to do it in Afghanistan. It's the only way you're going to make it happen. Mr. For Your Sister says that, Javon, I honestly thought they were making more than 50 cents on each gallon. I think it's about 7 to 10 cents on each gallon. Okay. Simply Social. Thailand looks after their people also with the immigration and not letting everyone take your jobs. True that. They deport you if you're working here illegally and they catch you. Mr. For Your Sister says, so let me get this straight. They built an oil refinery in a year or two. Really? Wow. And some people actually believe that. Thorn Bismarck, Evening Cooper and gang, missed the great discussion. Is Joe the man to see for the District Grand Part 1? Yes, he does. He operates all of them. Or does he only do District Grand Part 2? Nope. The whole district group, all of them. They got like 12 different places in the area. Mr. For Your Sister says that Simply Social, I just checked on the refinery thing being claimed to be built in Houston. This is to be primarily to ship oil overseas, not to create gasoline in America. Facts over fiction. Hashtag. Okay. The Scorpion says, hello from Denmark. A bit off topic. Why if the price of electricity is so low in Land of Smiles, why not mine Bitcoin? Well, James just went out and bought a Bitcoin miner, he told me. Alchemist says, Trumpers will believe anything. Democrats too. They're all guilty, guys. The refinery was permitted under Biden, says Paul Apps. Okay. Marpa, love this session. You guys are great addition. Stroke of genius, Cooper. Thank you, Marpa. Javon says, I heard that a solid, credible source that Tesla is designing a special EV go-kart exclusively for Alfa Romeo. He's still not officially a shooter, though.
I like Javon. Way to go, buddy.
I'm on your side, Romeo. Just remember that, man.
All right. Beers for everybody except for you.
They got a little lever there, and they turn the lever up and down, and it makes it go faster or slower. Romeo always gives them a 100-baht tip, says Max.
Hey,
everybody else,
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
He's lying.
Mark says, when I was in Thailand last time, I walked 380 miles in 38 days. It was an amazing way to exercise and get lost on the back soy roads. Find some good eateries there too. Mr. For Your Sister said that Thorn Bismarck, I know I had a lot of 10-mile or 15-kilometer days when I was there, and my feet showed it. Get some comfortable sandals, memory foam. That's what I get. What a sale. Great show, Cooper and guests. See you on the next show. Yes, guys, we're way over time here. Thorn Bismarck, I like the attitude, Roger. Gotta love the 2-finger salute. Laughing out loud. Have a good day or night. Everyone, thank you, Thorn. And Captain Action Thorn, that is so cool. Mr. For Your Sister says the Captain Action, because most of the oil we produce in this country, we can't refine it into gasoline. That's why we must ship most of it. American oil companies are extra greedy. This is America, of course. Captain Action, 3.758 a liter. Okay. Is that how many liters are in a gallon? I thought it was 4 liters and something a gallon. Maybe
3.8 American gallon. 4.45 for the English gallon.
Okay. Captain Extra says, newsflash, gas dropped to $3.92 yesterday. It was over $4. Crazy. Wow. Simply Social, Mr. For Your Sister. Stop watching CNN fake news. It'll make your brain dead. Stop watching All American News. It'll make your brain dead. Get out of the matrix. They're all doing their own narrative. CNN, Fox, CNBC, they're all doing their own narrative, and that's the way it'll always be. What I do, I watch Al Jazeera. That's it. DW News, Al Jazeera, they're spending no narrative. They don't belong to any political party. They're not affiliated, and they just give you the facts. Last comment goes to Tim P. Great stream as always, folks. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and thank you, Tim, and everybody that stayed for the 2 hours and 25 minutes and 49 seconds. You guys making me work for my 1 penny from YouTube, aren't you?
We're doing a great job, aren't we, Ramaya?
Excellent. Keep going.
I'm out of breath. I can't handle all this. You guys are too much. We need to keep it to 2 hours, folks.
You're retired. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. I need a pay rise. Alpha, you got a penny? Roger, pay me a penny.
There you go.
1 penny. What's that? Bitcoin going back up?
I'll pay you $8 for the extra liter of fuel you need.
Okay. Yeah, somebody bought me a coffee and said, here you go, Coop. Get some fuel for your car. So thank you all for coming on. Monday, we got a special live stream debate with me and Brooke of renting versus buying. And we have a challenge. Everybody out there knows I'm pro buy, Brooke is pro rent. But we've flipped it on its heels. I've got to support the pro rent, and he has to support the pro buy. Can we do it? That's going to be a fun one. So there you go. Everybody was saying on Wednesday's live stream, hey, I'm Team Brooke. I'm Team Brooke. And guess what? They're all going to switch me. I'm Team Cooper. I'm Team Cooper. So see you all on Monday, 8 o'clock Thai time, for our Thai segment of buy versus rent, pros versus cons. Until then, wherever you are, good morning, afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Team Canada. There you go. Team Rent here. What to say? They won't say Cooper, will they? They'll say, oh, Team Rent now. Before they were saying Team Brooke, Team Brooke, Team Brooke.
Oh, okay. Now come on, let's Brooke alone.
So thank you, Roger. Thank you, Al, for coming on and joining the panel today. Much appreciated to both of you. Thank you to everybody in the comment. Until next time, watch the outro. Stay tuned. God bless. And take care.
Woke up in the land of smiles, sun shining bright. Elephants wandering through the morning light. Temples glow with gold, the air's alive. Thailand's magic got me feeling so high. From the markets buzzing, colors so bold, to the stories in the streets, ancient and old. Every corner's got a vibe, it's calling my name. Cooper's out here, and I'm loving the game. Cooper's Thaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. Golden beaches, sand so soft and white. waves crashing under starlit nights. Snorkel in the cold, dance in the tide. Every moment's a wave, I just wanna ride. Pad thai sizzling, spice lights up my soul. Mango sticky rice, yeah, it makes me whole. Tom Yum's got that kick, flavor so divine. Thailand's food's a feast and it's blowing my mind. Coopersthaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Coopersthaiadventure, can't get it enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's still my heart. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. From Chiang Mai's mountains to Koh Samui's shore, every step's a story, I'm craving for more. Smiles all around, the people so kind. Thailand's a treasure that's one of a kind. Floating markets, lanterns in the sky. Festivals that spark like the stars up high. Jungles whisper secrets, rivers carve the land. Cooper's holding Thailand in the palm of my hand. Elephants roam in the sunset's blaze. Every day's a wonder lost in a daze. From spicy street eats to the ocean's embrace. Thailand's a paradise I'll never erase. Coopersthaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Coopersthaiadventure, can't get it enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. So here's to the nights, the sights and the dreams. Thailand's a wonder bursting at the seams. Coopersthaiadventure, forever I'll stay in the land of smiles, where my heart swept away.